Hello and welcome to another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, of another furry visual novel. This one, Undefeated. A game about, as I am pulling up the thing because I guess I closed it at some point. Boop. FANG is the most popular fighting league in the world, where only the best of the best can survive. Featured in a private underground arena, the combatants eat, sleep, and live for the fight. Every week, fans from around the globe tune in to watch fists fly and blood shed. Zander, a promising young fighter, is the newest addition to the FANG's ranks. FANG ranks? But when he finds himself in an impossible situation, Zander will be pushed to his limits, buried deep beneath the surface with no escape. Can he find a life worth living, or will he break under the pressure? Before we start, also, if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. Then there isn't a patron, it seems. Also, question, is he voluntarily joining this thing, or is it like, these people are kidnapped and forced to fight underground or something like that? I don't know. Oh well, we'll reset our face. Oh, and if you want me to do a Let's Play series of this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point, which should put it in higher up on the user's choice list. And if you have any other game you want to suggest me to do, then tell me, and I'll put a quick look and give it a point. Let's start. Alright, kid, you're up. The chill of the metal floor nearly shocks me out of my focus. This place has been underground for some time now. So it only makes sense the floor is cold. It was like, well, places don't move really. I step onto the elevator, accompanied by an attendant. The stoat is dressed in formal black clothes, like a dealer at a casino. From an outside perspective, it's probably a pretty strange contrast next to me. The doors close behind us. The world I've come to know so far vanishes behind me, just like that. This is the path I've chosen. The elevator's waking growl, shakes me back into my senses, and with those senses, and my anxiety. So, my eyes dart to the stoat. He's turned his head down to face the tablet. Standard procedure stuff, really. You read the contract. Rules should be familiar to you. No eye gouging, no killing, no foreign objects. The speech trails off into more of a drone. I can't seem to focus on him. There should be a fire in my stomach right now. The burning desire that everyone that belongs here has. It was with me earlier. Right now, it's all I can do to keep myself from throwing up. Maybe that's what the burning feeling actually is. The stoat keeps speaking. I should probably listen. Your contract requires you to win at least one fight before you're allowed dismissal. If you faint, submit, are forced out of the ring for 10 seconds, or are unable to fight for any reason, you lose. Oh, faint isn't that? Okay. My ears twitch at that last bit. He looks up at me. Any questions? I realize now, but stared straight at him this whole time. I nod as if I've been paying attention the whole time. My mouth feels dry, welded shut. I don't know what I'll say, but he's expecting an answer, so I breathe out and nod. My breathing is a lot shakier than I'm expected it to be. In fact, my whole body is tensed up, like cables holding up a suspended bridge. I can't force myself to relax. I think the stoat notices too. His paw rests itself tenderly on my shoulder. Hey kid, take a breath. His expression lightens up. You're gonna do fine. Everyone's first time is like this. I open my mouth to speak, but all I can muster is another shaky breath. You're alright? You're Alex, right? I swallow. Ooh. It's Zander, actually. He pauses and looks down at his tablet. Says Alex here. Listen, Alex, it's your first fight in the big leagues. Don't get so nervous. People don't start judging till the third or fourth fight. Just do what you know you have to do. And when the bell rings, don't stop until you hear it ring again. I nod, still too queasy to actually respond. He's right. I've been trained for years. I should be ready. I drop the tension in my shoulders, roll my neck, feeling my muscles stretch out. I won't stop for anything. The elevator's whirling had become an ambiance at this point, only noticeable by the new absence as the elevator rolled to a stop. Stoat tapped his tablet, scrolling his paw up a few times. Alright, so your opponent today is... Stoat's brow furrows uncomfortably, his muzzle contorted to a slight frown. That doesn't seem right. That queasy feeling leaks back from the pit of my stomach, like a ship slowly slipping underwater. It says that your opponent today is Bruce, which, can't really be possible. He laughs. It feels genuine. Well, that figures. Even our system can get mixed up sometimes. I'm sure it's just an error on my end. I do wish I could at least tell you who it'll be, though. That usually puts some people at ease. I think that sort of went out the window when you said I was going against Bruce. He laughs again, and my anxiety melts a bit when he does. I've been in the elevator for what feels like hours. It's nice to hear someone act so casually. Just then, the doors slide open, then a second set of doors immediately behind them. And behind that is inky blackness. I have no time to be nervous. I have no energy left to waste on it. The more I focus on the anxiety at hand, the worse off I'm gonna be. Sorry, it's just reading yawns. His paw claps against my shoulder. Well, whoever it is, knock him dead, kid. I nodded. Thank you. My feet are grateful to leave the cold surface, though a part of me didn't want to leave. But now the doors have shut, and all I have is me. No one can change what happens to me from this point on. I'm responsible for what happens. Though I wouldn't mind if someone turned the lights on here. Just as like the elevator, the air here could be described as stale? Makes sense, given how far underground we are. It's a little chilly, though. Not the ideal temperature for fighting conditions, but I imagine that will change once. Fuck. It takes me a moment to adjust to the lighting. I'm familiar with the layout, but it kind of surprised me how much bigger it is on TV. Bigger it is on TV? The wide circular room with a ceiling that stretches at least 20 feet above the floor. If I squinted hard enough, I could make out a few cameras pointing down at the space. Huge stage lights pour down onto the space. Shit's brighter than the sun, it feels like. Oh, right, the sun. 2 massive glass panels reflect the arena back at me. I can assume they're one-way mirrors. They can see me. I can't see them. I creep close to the center of the arena. The barren concrete on the floor could fit a small crowd. Close to the center, a wide circle, maybe 35 or 40 feet in diameter, had been painted along the floor. I've seen this all before, but this is my first time actually seeing it up close and in person. Most people don't get a chance to do this. Lucky me. Please wait for your designated mark to begin behind the ring. I nearly jump out of my hide. The small voice spoke up plainly over the intercom. I forgot that people were watching from behind those cameras. Thousands of people. Shake it off, shake it off. Loosen my joints on my way to the designated mark behind the ring. The only thing that stands before me is the paint on the ground, and the elevator door on the opposite end of the room. I've been staring it down for so long, half expecting it not to open. And then it opens. Bruce? The elevator doors close, and I can see much easier. It's really him. Words fail me. My heart picks up a pace. My breathing follows suit. I feel small. Well, smaller in comparison. I had known his body was weathered when I saw it on TV, but seeing up close like this was nothing I could have imagined. Scarred littered his body. One across the snout, a few marking past attempts on his chest at midsection. I think I remember his stats when I would watch his fights. 7 feet tall, 350 pounds. The size seemed so trivial before. But now they stand across the ring from me, I realize how it feels up close, like a chill of death skittering down my spine. He opens his eyes, a piercing yellow gaze, boring holes into mine, and I realize I've just been staring right at him this whole time. His brow furrows, much like the attendants earlier. His stoic, solid stance stutters. His jaw crunches up near the edges, and he starts to laugh, loudly. I jump at how sudden his outburst was. Are you serious? Is this a prank? A dinosaur points to the camera. Is this you, Frank? Booking me a fight like this? Bruce laughs a few more weak chuckles. I almost want to laugh too. The beast folds his arms over his chest, smiling down at me. So, kid, what's your name? My body is trembling again. There's no way this is happening. I'm not about to leave my opponent unanswered. Zander. I spat the name like a frog in my throat was leaping out. Bruce thumbs at the stubble on his chin. Okay. His mouth was still curled up in a selfish smile. Zander, eh? Nice to meet ya. Dinosaur doesn't extend a handshake. Doesn't or does? Okay. So, how'd you get in here? Is this some kind of charity thing? They usually only bring me down here for title fights. No, He flashes a toothy grin. You want me to sign something? I didn't bring a pen. This is my... Bruce moves into the circle towards me. I consider backing away, but the man clearly has no personal space issues. He reaches out, clutching my arm. His grip is tighter than I imagined, which was already pretty fucking tight. The leathery palm presses hard into my fur, and I swear it nearly catches my skin. I'm not yours a fan. I yell, mostly out of fear, thinking it would stop him. I'm a fighter. As I cry, out, Bruce pulls my arm. Subsequently, the rest of me, past the markings on the painted ring. Once they cross over, the tone rings out over the arena. I know that tone. That's the start of the fight. And by the look frozen on Bruce's face, he knows it too. He should, at least by now. Maybe if I act now, I catch him off guard. The intendant did say to start as soon as the bell rings. I stun Bruce with a strike to the liver. Once he's disoriented, I'll force him out of the ring. Like there's any way I'll render him unconscious. It's unfortunate that Bruce grabbed my arm. I'm no southpaw, so giving him a power strike with my left is a bit awkward. With the bell's tone still fresh in my ears, I plant my right foot. It's even more awkward with Bruce still holding on my bicep, but I should be fine. My hips twist themselves violently to the right, and with them, my shoulders, followed by my newly formed fist. Bruce's right arm had been the one to grab my bicep, so his side was totally unprotected. My lips flare up slightly as my blow connects. Half from the frosty with which I struck, and the other half from the sting his skin had inflicted onto my bare fist. I swear, I must have scraped my knuckles. Bruce's body is more akin to heavy bags I spent countless hours practice on. That thick, leathery skin wasn't a myth people would claim dinosaurs had. His hide was dangerous. What's more, Bruce hadn't even flinched from the blow. In fact, I feel his grip on my arm firm as ever. I'm almost scared to look up. Bruce took care of that for me, though. Without much of a chance to retaliate, my right arm is wrenched uncomfortably in the air. Something snaps. I grip my teeth, letting out a weak growl as Bruce throws me behind him, my body crashing down on the center of the space. I scramble to orient myself upright, my feet shuffling along the concrete. It's all I can do to keep focus on my shoulder. It's a pain I've felt before, but not one I really want to feel ever again. If it's not broken, it's definitely dislocated. Not that it really matters. Bruce's shadow looming over me, silhouetted in the lights above. I can't read his face. Wait, he pulled your arm up and it was dislocated? How does that work? I don't really know what kind of shit luck you got in a fight with me. I'm on my feet now, though I could hardly call my stance steady. Bruce doesn't move. But I've got a job to do, and judging by your little stunt there, seems you do too. This is bad, obviously. Think, you fucking idiot. The liver shot would have taken him out, but didn't, and now you can't move your arm. The only attempt I make to move my shoulder erupts even more pain. Feels like it's about to burst. A desperate cry tries to burst from my throat, but his grip traps inside. I feel the leathery palm tighten around my throat. I gasp out, trying to speak, but all I can muster is a desperate choke. His claw digs in the side of my neck. My feet leave the cement. Bruce lifts me up on the ground by my throat. Bruce carries me over, or carries me like a sack of dead weight, to the edge of the ring. I know I'm dangling just outside the edge of it. His gaze pierces through mine, my body dangling uselessly at the end of his limb. Bruce flashes a wicked grin. He looks ecstatic. Instable. Desperate, despite having done this countless times. A chill crawls through my body as his free hand traces my midsection. You're pretty well built, he snorts, for a shrimp. I don't even know how I should try to respond. The larger man lets out a grunt, and a sting breaks through my midsection. My face crumples up. Bruce's fist is forcing its way against my abs, and, judging by the pain, it found its target. My left arm reaches up to his wrist in an attempt to fight back. The same explosive pain streaks up my torso again. Bruce had reeled his fist back before I could even see it move. I feel my lungs flattened in my body as the strength leaves my body. Tears trickle down from my shutted eyes. I can't breathe. I can't move. I look up and just stare into his eyes. Look like I got the fight squeezed out of you. I wonder if he can feel my fear. If he can understand my thoughts. If he can, he probably doesn't care. If this does end up being charity, I'm probably in a shit ton of trouble. Ha ha ha. I don't think I would laugh if I could. I try to communicate my concession to the dinosaur through my eyes. My right arm dangles uselessly to my side. I can't feel it, but I know it's there. My left arm is draped across its wrist. Bruce just stares in my eyes. I'm gonna die. See you soon, kid. He spoke shortly, like a promise, rather than a threat. Tears were still crawling down my face. The distance between our faces extends, with Bruce pushing my head away from his as he reels his back. My face is pulled forward, aiming straight for the dinosaur's forehead. My vision goes white. I don't even feel the headbutt. I don't really feel anything right now. I don't remember hitting the ground, but I guess I'm here now. People standing over me, talking, loudly. Christ. Should probably open my eyes. It's pretty dark still, but I can see a beacon of light. A dark shadow stands before it. The shadow shifts, stepping into the space. A second later, the darkness swallows the light from either side. One of the men standing on either side of me grips my left shoulder gently. Can he stand? I grunt and pull myself up to a standing position, a bit incredibly unstable. We need to ask you a few questions. Try and stay awake for us, bud. To be frank, sleep sounds fucking amazing right now. Everyone's so loud. What is your name? Zander. Where are you? I sigh. FANG League fight. We're in a ring, if you want specifics. Do you remember what happened? My head hurts. The lights are way too goddamn bright. I got knocked out, and I think my shoulder's fucked. They give a chuckle and mumble something under their breath. The person keeps asking me questions, and I keep answering them. They take me to an elevator, then straight to the med bay to put me in a gown. I just go through the motions, waiting for when they'll let me take a nap. A few nurses wheel me around the room, from room to room, running a few tests. I'm glad I just have to sit for most of it. It's all kind of a blur. I just answer whatever question they throw my way. After a few hours, they declare my concussion is only mild, and give me the go-ahead to get some sleep. Thank God. The hospital bed is really firm. It reminds me of being back home. Not a bad thing per se. I actually really enjoy a firm mattress. Though I doubt something as simple as mattress firmness is going to keep me from sleeping tonight. I can barely keep my eyelids open. For a few seconds, I see the scene from before, like it's been burned into my vision. A dark figure standing in the light. I swear it's waiting for me. I don't know how long I've been sleeping, but it feels nice to have my eyes closed, so I've just been laying here for a while. The electronic drone from my room was getting on my nerves, though. A slow sigh crawls out of my muzzle, and my eyes finally pull themselves awake. I must have been crying. My eyes haven't been this heavy for a long while. The sterile white ceiling stares down at me. I crane my vision to my left, and some memories of the night before flood back in my head. Seeing I've been hooked up to an IV and EKG machine. My right arm is in a sling. Fucking great. My attempt to sit up was immediately met with resistance through heavy, dull pain shooting down through the center of my skull. Fuck. I pushed through, the pain fading away with a few pulses, like a heartbeat through my brain. I can hear a conversation outside my door. It sounds like people are talking loud, but it's ways away. I lean back into my pillow, my face scrunched up in discomfort. I used to find my injuries. I can't seem to get free. I might as well try and get some more sleep. It is what I wanted to do. It all sounds from outside my door, going much, much louder. I think I recognize the voice. I'm afraid that's the only conclusion here. Don't explain to me. Explain to him. The door of the room I'm laid down in is forced open. The light from the hallway pours in, and I'm blinded if only for a moment. A shadow casts into the room, but it hesitates. Oh, for fuck's sakes, get in here. Judging from the other person's yelp, and the way he stumbled into the room, someone else may have pushed him in. After regaining his footing, he looks to the door, then to me. Before me stands a nervous-looking rabbit. He's dressed rather well, sort of similar to the attendant on the elevator from before. His eyes catch mine, and his demeanor loosens out. Ah, hello there, Alex. I narrow my eyes. My name is Theodore. I am the commissioner's assistant. The figure by the door scoffed. My eyes snap over to him. Bruce. He's leaning against the open door, arms crossed over his chest. I've never seen him act so mellow. So wait, the dino guy's over there? Yeah, I guess so. Theodore clears his throat. Yes. The rabbit adjusts his collar slightly. You've, met Bruce. I let out a sigh. I have. I nearly fucking killed him. His voice cuts through the tension. Yet somehow, he only seemed to end through it. Bruce moves over to the spot on the door, toward the door. Spot on the door towards the two of us. You can see Theodore's eyes dart away, and he takes a step back from the approaching dino. Is he seriously Bruce's boss? Bruce stops in front of my bed. You want to tell him why the fuck that happened? The rabbit manages to keep his posture upright, but his ears fold down. He really must not want to be here. He takes a shaky breath and steadies himself. You, certainly were popular. Your fight with Bruce put our ratings to the roof. I blink. Thanks? Get to the point, Ted. Right. Theodore clears his throat. Obviously, this was, unintended. According to a quick manual review, You should have been involved with the lightweight bouts tonight. It's... We can't actually explain what happens, but for some reason, Bruce was your opponent. The rabbit readjusts its tie. Now, in terms of your, contract, typically you need to win one fight before the duties of your contract can be considered fulfilled. And I can understand why you'd like to back out. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a snag. Bruce rolls his eyes. Because of the nature of our automated matching system, anyone that fights the champion is momentarily set in a special tier of their own. If they win, they become the champion. If they lose, they return to their tier. And you don't have a tier to return to. I can visibly see sweat dripping down his brow. So, you remain in this, momentary tier. It sounds like he needs to say more, but he stops. He glances at Bruce for approval. My heart feels like it's ready to drop. I don't understand. It means you're stuck fighting me. Bruce's voice barks out again, scaring Theodore and nearly scaring me. And it means you're gonna keep fighting me. Until this fucking matchmaking works itself out. Sweat trickles down the sides of my head. I don't understand. Yeah, this makes no fucking sense. Or maybe I don't want to understand. What, are the matches made at random? There's a second of silence where Bruce and Theodore make a bit of eye contact. Well, not entirely. The computer sorts out matches through a deeply detailed algorithm. Yeah, sure. It's actually quite impressive when you look into it. Bruce snorts a bit of air through his snout, as if trying to get Theodore to speak further. Can't someone just go in and make the change manually? Again, Theodore looks away before speaking. All manual changes to the matchmaking must be approved by the commissioner first. So calm down. Bruce lets out a laugh. That's more like a yell. You'd sooner be able to beat me than expect the commissioner to give a shit. His eyes shift down to Theodore, whose eyes shift directly away. I can feel my body going faint, like that sick feel you feel deep down the pit of your stomach. The thought of going through that again. So, what? What are my options? The rabbit speaks up. I'm afraid that until this issue is, sorted, you'll need to keep fighting Bruce. Or you'll void your contract. And I'm sure you're aware of the, consequences. I had read the contract fully. They require me to pay out my ass, and I can't afford that. I'll never be able to afford that. Money was part of the reason I came down here. My heart monitor is picking up pace at this point. I hadn't even noticed. Bruce and Theodore are silent for a long time. I'm leaving. And if you have any questions, Dad here will tell you whatever bullshit you want to hear. The dinosaur spits out the last words, then turns on his toes and stomps out the door. Theodore just sort of stands there, quiet. He seems less nervous now. He still won't make eye contact with me. Is there, anything else I can answer for you? I don't even know what to say, what to ask. I'm struggling to process what I'm hearing. Theodore notices my silence and steps away from the bed. I'll, give you some time, Alex. I don't bother correcting him. If you need to speak to me, please reach out to any of our helpful staff here. Rest well. And with that, Theodore trails out the room. And I'm alone. Again. Boy, that sucks. Some time, he says. They say time heals all wounds. You think you'd be able to make any of this any easier, but it feels like days. I still haven't done much. The quality of the medical staff here is definitely as advertised. Everyone is so receptive to my needs, though I really try not to ask for all that much. At least a few days kind of went by without much going on, aside from whatever the nurses were putting into my body. They explained it was a medical steroid type thing. I probably should have paid more attention. Whatever it is, I'm not allowed to leave the bed outside the bathroom breaks. Any amount of serious movement could extend the healing process, they said. They did also say that it's extra restrictive for newbies, though. Bodies react differently to new medicines, especially for stuff as strong as this. They need to keep me monitored, just make sure nothing's going wrong in my system, apparently. Kinda sucks that I can't go for a walk. My legs have been aching for a while. My ears flick over the door, catching some footsteps that seem to be getting closer. They're proven right. The door swings open, and a man that I assume is my doctor, waltzing in with a clipboard. Good morning, Alex. Zander. My name is Dr. Drayden, an athletics physician that's been working with your case. How are you feeling today? A sigh slips from my mouth, but I catch myself when his head turns up to my face. I'm good. I sort of shake my head, not really pleased with my first interaction with this guy. He doesn't seem to notice. Gotcha. Well, Alex, we've got your test results back. Good news and bad news. My eyebrows twitch. What's the bad news? He pauses, his face contorted in a frustrated way, like I said something he didn't want to hear. Well, the good news is that you're good to go. Everything came back negative, and your shoulder should be good as new. The cat flashes a smile that warms my chest. I let out a breath that I must have been holding for a while. That's relieving to know. And the bad news? The papers he had lifted off the clipboard had been flipped back down, and he flashes a wink at me. The bad news is that you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of me. You know, given your situation. He lets out a small laugh, and my heart sinks right back. While I had spent the last few days keeping myself distracted with some television, I'm not particularly keen on thinking about the repercussions of my current predicament. He can tell I'm not exactly excited with that prospect either, and his laugh peters out. Well, I mean, at least, I hope you don't. Ted filled me in on the situation. Sounds like you're, really going through it. You could put it that way, yeah. His smile stayed for a second or so before snapping down to his clipboard. But, yes, so, vitals. Blood tests all came back negative. Mild concussion, x-rays are looking fine. You'll need a bit of physical therapy to get your rotator and tendon back up to speed, but otherwise, we're able to discharge you right away. Don't shoulders take a couple of weeks to get fixed? Usually, yes. I'll take it you've had this happen before? I frown. Dislocated. Yeah. Under different circumstances, though. Drayden waves his hand non-committally. Of course. So you probably know how it goes. Usually, there's no serious exercise allowed. No major lifting. None of that. However, the steroids we pumped into your system are special. They enhance your body's natural regenerative abilities, for lack of better terms. Obviously, it's not going to enhance your ability in fights or anything, and it won't help you recover from wounds during a fight. But it gets our fighters back up to running much faster than they would naturally, so everybody's grateful for that, I'd say. The smile on his face made him look almost proud of the process. I can't exactly say I blame him. And the tests? Just some simple blood work, really. Make sure your liver's handling the medication properly, and, you know, cancer, things like that. My heart jumps at the word, and I sit up. Cancer? Again, though, he shakes his hands casually, like he's trying to shoo me away. There hasn't been a case yet, so I wouldn't exactly be worried about it. Still, if your body decides to push too hard, blood work can catch it right off the bat, so you can nip in the bud before it becomes an issue. I can't help but worry that my contract could get voided if they couldn't use the medicine anymore, but Drayden doesn't seem to be fretting over it. The feline pulls a chair away from the wall and drops onto it. crosses his legs, and rests his clipboard on them. I'll set you up with some physical therapy with yours truly here in a day, but I think the best for you would be to get out of this room. Get some fresh air. Oh, I mean, so to speak. You've been here for, what, 4 days? And the only people you've met here were Bruce and Ted. Or Ted? I feel like you'd be more deserving of proper welcome, all things considered. I nod, still a bit nervous of what that would entail. Would the others here resent me? Would they hate me? Applaud me? I haven't exactly had a chance to get a read on anyone else. Now, Alex, before I let you go. His pen clicks. He looks up to me. Do you have any questions for me? His eyes meet with mine. Silence lingers between us for a moment. Do I have questions? Yes. For him? Not really. Not anything that he can answer, or anything that he can help with. Come on, Alex. There's gotta be something I can answer. I am a licensed therapist too, so you can talk with me about anything. My brow furrows. I thought you were an athletic physician. Again, Drayden waves his hand. I wear many hats, Alex. It's probably why they hired me. But I'd like to think it's because of my winning personality. He gives off a proud smile again. I can't help but breathe out a chuckle. Questions, though. Honestly, I can't think of anything relevant. I know my situation. I know how the medicine works. I feel like I've got a handle on this guy's personality. For the most part, at least. Well, if you've got no questions, you're feeling alright, then we can go ahead and get you on your feet. I guess he took my unintended silence as an answer. Am I feeling alright? I guess I'm pretty anxious to meet everyone else. To continue my training. Maybe I just need to psych myself up again, like I did in the elevator before. My stomach turns, though I'm not sure whether that's from thinking about the fight, or the sight of the needle coming out of my skin. Ugh. Drayden assists me getting out of bed. My first steps are a bit shaky, all things considered. I've hardly walked for 4 days, so I feel kind of like a fawn for a bit. The sling underneath my arms gets undone and pulled back around my neck. I rotate my shoulder a bit, stretching out from side to side. This is definitely still sore. Still, it's nice to have my arm back. Can you stick out both arms for me? Slowly. I oblige, and Drayden slips my gown off me, balling it up and tossing the hamper across the room. After a quiet cheer and a fist bump from making that shot from a distance, he turns to my bare body. There's a spare change of clothes in the washroom for you. I'll give you a call when I've got your physical therapy appointment all set up. What else? He snaps his fingers a few times with one hand, holding the bridge of his nose with the other. Oh, right, rooming situation. It's the cafeteria. There's a guy there. Red. Little hyena guy. Real sweet guy. He should be looking for you. I nod and slip into the washroom to the side. Sure enough, under those fluorescent lights was a set of clothes, familiar tank top, and a pair of baggy pants. Putting on these clothes feels nice. It feels familiar. It's been so long since I was able to just be properly alone. No one watching me, no cameras, no fights. The clothes press against my fur like a long, loose hug. Welcome me home. I know I can't stay in this bathroom for too long, but I almost consider it. Drayden would have some questions though. Oh, yeah. Sorry, really gods. I want to soak in this feeling for as long as I can. Ooh, I wonder who'd this be? Nope. After a bit, I slide back out. Drayden's still there, tapping away on his phone. His ears twitch when I move, and his head soon follows. All good in there? My mouth curls up into an awkward smile. I'm still not sure how to answer that. Yeah, thank you. His smile remains, but he waves me off. No thanks needed. Just doing my job. Good luck out there. Oh hey, If you need to talk, my office is right next door. We exchange another set of awkward thank yous before I leave, following instructions from a nurse to get to the cafeteria. That is a lot of. What are those things called? These things along here. It's like, geez. This has got to be like a boiler in here when those things are on. What are they called? I have no idea. Getting out of the med bay wing takes a bit of concentration. There's a good lot of rooms and various states of occupancy, but there seems to be good spirits all around as I hear them. People talking, laughing, joking with each other. I can feel the tightness in my chest loosen ever so slightly. I pass by a few more closed doors before leaving the medbay wing entirely. The white and red accent floor tiles swamp to light cream as I move to the rest of the main floor. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this game, but I've been hearing noises and stuff. Gotta love neighbors. The halls of the facility are surprisingly clean. Not like I pictured them as a dirty run down or anything, but they seem almost sterile. Quiet too. Even the medbay had a number of people strolling around on their ways to and fro rooms and offices. These halls are basically empty though. I only see one raccoon person stroll by, and has his earbuds in. Duff bag under his arm too, probably on his way back from the gym. He looks pissed. There's a bandage rolled up around his bicep, and what looks like a bit of crusted blood perched under his snout. Don't worry, buddy. It was probably just an off day. I can only imagine how brutal coaches can be down here. I've heard a bit about them, but nothing about anyone in particular. The guy in the hall flicks his eyes to catch mine. His glare nearly cuts me in half. My eyes dart away. I've really got to work on this staring at people thing before it gets me in trouble. He continues past me down the hallway. I'm sure I'll see him again, hopefully on more friendly terms. It's a big facility, but there's only so many of us down here. At least, I think it's a big facility. I haven't exactly had the time to explore. Now, could be a good time though, and probably it wouldn't do me any harm if it's on the way to the cafeteria, right? As I was leaving the med bay, I had passed a number of office rooms I assumed were general administrative stuff. Not really anything juicy there. The raccoon fellow from earlier moved out from one of the next rooms coming up. Upon closer inspection, the walls of this section of the hall are actually giant windows. I decided to look into one. There are two guys practicing some submission wrestling, and a third guy leaning up against the wall. He looks exhausted. Our eyes meet for a second. He looks to his friends, mutters something, and the other two laugh for a second. He looks back at me and smiles, nodding his head, as if to greet me. For some reason, I feel I should have looked away. I feel like I was intruding. I watch people wrestle all the time. This is not new for me, at least at my old gym with my old teammates. I smile and nod back at him before walking forward again. I think I see the man mouth something, pointing at me from the corner of my eye. I definitely should have kept walking sooner. I don't know anyone here yet. It feels rude to engage with some of these folks without at least introducing myself. Though that may have not been the reason he was pointing. I still don't know how big of a name I made myself down here. Do they get to watch fights? Did anyone see what happened with Bruce? It's not like people would make fun of me for something like that. Probably. It's not like I'd really just care if they did. That's just more annoying than anything else. I'd just rather go in with as little reputation as possible. I passed by a couple dozen more mount rooms on my way through the hall. Roughly half of them seemed to have familiar layouts as the first one. Just a large, solid mat stretching across the floor, graded, though the rest of the way of these are empty. The other half of the rooms had a number of smaller mats, with one around two large spaces off to the side, marked with a large circle on the ground. Heavy bags line the back walls of one of these, clearly for striking practice. I feel like I'm gonna be spending plenty of time in these rooms. I don't like have much choice, at least. Okay. That first long stretch of the hallway seemed to take up one half of the main floor, with a small segment on either side of the halls sectioned off for repair staircases halfway through. I'll probably figure out where those go eventually. Right now, I need to get to the cafeteria. Even though I'm really not that hungry, hospital food was pretty damn good. But I can't exactly get to my room without knowing where it is. I mean, I could, but there's probably a key or password or something, and I need to find Red to get that information. I could brute force it, but that would take more time, patience, or ramming strength than I'd be willing to spend right now. Luckily, the cafeteria seems to be right here, judging from the amount of sound coming from it. I heard it a few doors down, but I guess I must have been too lost in thought. I turned the corner and entered the doors into the noise. That's a big space. I open the doorway that leads to the massive chamber, with tables and seats scattered all over. The seats, of course, are filled with men of various shapes and sizes and species. The vibe seems similar to what I heard back in the med bay, just much louder. People chatting, laughing, scarfing down food. If TV and movies were any indication, this is probably what college cafeterias would have been like. It's pretty fucking loud. I'm sure I can get used to this, though I suppose I have to. I start walking through the aisles of tables. Along the back walls are a number of different food stalls. Looks like they... He's a big guy. Oh shit, my bad, little dude. A rather large wolf had swung his arm out, gesturing wildly at the story he had been engrossed in. I hadn't noticed until his hand slapped right on my shoulder. I totally didn't see you there. Are you good? It stung for a bit, but nothing serious. I'm fine. Thanks. His friend lets out a quiet laugh. Dude, you gotta watch yourself. You could have broke his arm. They all laugh at that, a little louder this time. I really can't be bothered to deal with this. Whether joking at my expense or not, I'm not here to talk with them. I turn around to walk away. You look a little lost, little guy. Need any help? God damn it. Just decline. Because walking away seems like being a rude decline, no? I could just walk away without answering, but it'd probably just cause more problems. I know how these guys are. No, I'm good. Thanks. Before they can say anything else, I walk off, head deeper in the cafeteria hall. I don't hear anything from them, so I'm assuming they got the message. Little guy. Eh. He sounds so condescending. I know that I'm small. I don't need someone pointing it out. It's so loud in here. I need to find Red so I can get out of here. This noise is driving me crazy. Drayden said he was a hyena dude. He's probably the small one on the other end of the cafeteria, waving at me. I wade through the aisles and pass by the folks walking around with their trays before finally making it to Red. Yo! He's small. A hyena is sitting on the end table, separated. Maybe put up the audio a bit? I mean, it seems like the audio seems to be, different things. The hyena sit on the other table, separated by some men by a few seats. Red waves a short salute. Oh, the Elon Musk salute? Sorry, His tail flicks from to either side underneath him. I wave back. Hey, it's Red, right? I extend a paw, and he clasps onto it. Zander, nice to meet you. Good to meet you too, ma'am. And yeah, technically, it's Redline, but Red is fine too. I retract my paw after a nice proper shake. He keeps looking up at me, and his tail's still wagging. There's always that awkward lull after meeting someone when neither of you really have an agenda to attend to. When circumstances just sort of force you to interact, but you really don't know what to say or how to proceed. I guess I've fallen into that again. He's still looking at me. Come on, man, take a seat. I want to hear all about it. I hesitate for a second before dropping down across the table from him. It? Yeah, man, the fight. He's getting pretty excited at this point. I eye over at the men, sitting a few seats down. They don't seem to notice or care, so I turn back to Red. I mean, you saw what happened, right? For sure. I mean, I think we all did. People don't really like to miss Bruce's fights. Redline takes another bite of the sandwich, holding the unfinished half in his hands as he talks. People say he gets angry when people don't show up to watch, so I guess everyone sort of comes out to see what's up. He swallows. Christ, dude. We lost our fucking minds when they showed you, dude. You're expecting a bloodbath, man. I think people are putting money on whether you'd even survive. I narrow my eyes. Sorry to disappoint. The hyena lets out a sharp, one-beat laugh. Hey, don't sulk to me. I made a cool $50 off you pulling through. He laughs again, a little quieter this time. I could feel myself glaring at him. Well then, I'm glad I pulled through for your sake. I appreciate it, dude. Maybe if it happens again, I'll buy you something nice after you can walk again. He laughs at his own joke. I think he's picking up the hint that I didn't think it was funny as he thinks. His ears flick slightly. What's the matter? If you're upset about losing, don't be, dude. Dude's like, really big, dude. Redline shoves a couple of fries into his maw. Besides, you'll have another fight like that again, right? So your odds are probably like, really in your favor or something. Probably, I mean. I'm not a magician. I can't help but frown. I think you mean mathematician. Redline thinks for a moment and shakes his head. Oh, that doesn't sound right. I think you took too many hits to the head. He winks. I can't get a read on this guy. But I can't help but feel a smile creep over the corner of my mouth. You know, I didn't take any. You saw me fight. He swallows a mouthful of salad he had. That's true. Maybe the medicine is making you loopy then. I shrug. That's probably what it is. Yeah. I hope you keep on with your promises though. I've got another fight lined up with them. Redline coughs, gagging awkwardly on the salad, and he takes a swig of water, swallows and inhales. What? Redline nearly stands over the table now, glaring down at me when I fold my hand over the side of my temple. I can tell the men down at the table are looking at Redline as he yells. You have another? Are you insane? Please be quiet. Why? I stare daggers at him as he continues to yell. Because people are starting to stare. No, I mean... He pauses, looking around to the number of people that turn to our direction. He sits down, leaning close. I mean, why another fight? I huff out a quiet sigh, my fingers rubbing against the bridge of my nose. I let the beat pass, just long enough until I feel like they've stopped staring. Contract. Details. I'd rather not talk about it when there's less people around. Or I'd rather talk about it. Oops, sorry. Oh, okay. Redline goes back to his food, scooping up a little cardboard cup of fries, and fishing around inside. He picks a few fries out and sticks them in his maw. He turns the cup to face me. You hungry? A few remaining fries ran around inside the cup. They look pretty soggy, except for the one that's burnt to a crisp. I stared at them for a few seconds before drawing my vision back to Red. No, I'm alright. I can feel an awkward pause coming on, so I add a bit more. I ate pretty well at the medbay, actually. Oh yeah? I've never been in long enough to need to eat there. He picks up a fry or two for a few seconds before his eyes shift to either side. I mean, I wasn't... It sounded like I was bragging or something. Sorry, I mean, what I meant was, eyes meet for a moment, before his turned away again. He sets his now empty cup back onto the tray and swallows the remainder of the food in his maw. So, did you at least get all healed up? I mean, you're here now, obviously, but like, is the medicine good? Are you feeling alright? My right shoulder is still a bit sore. I roll the joints, try not to make face. For the most part, yeah. I've got some physical therapy tomorrow for this piece of work. But all in all, it could have been worse. Doctor was pretty nice too. Who'd you get? Drayden, I think his name was. His ears perk up. Ooh, I know of him. We haven't talked though. He is as scary as his name sounds? No, he was actually really nice. Like a weird dad. Or a pediatrician. I managed to get a laugh out of the hyena. You do look pretty young. Though, I guess most of us lightweights do, right? I nod my head, looking around the cafeteria. You guys can see that. Yeah. So, what's the deal with the food here? Do I just... Redline was already standing by the time I started my second question. Oh dude, it looks totally confusing. I know. It's actually pretty cool. Follow me. He's already started walking away. He'd probably started even talking, even if I was right behind him. I wonder if he will... No, that's mean. I get up and follow Redline. So, as part of the contract or whatever, we get access to most of the caf, whatever you want. He doesn't even look back to check if I'm following him before he starts talking. Damn, I could have gotten away with it. You in the mood for anything specific? I almost say that the hospital food had done me good, but watching those fries ride around awakened something within me. That latent hunger that never really seems to go away. It grows. It desires. What, for dick? I mean, I wouldn't mind a smoothie or something. At that, the hyenas turns and seal, pointing to one section along the wall of the cafeteria. Smoothie station. Onward. He's already walking. I follow alongside him. He moves pretty fast, but it's not hard to keep up with him. So, at the start of regular meal hours, you'll probably have to wait in line for stuff, but you're in luck. Lunch started a while ago, so you'll probably be fine. Regular meal hours? Yep. I think it's something like 5 to 9 for breakfast, or well, pre-workout, and then 11 to 3 for lunch, and I think 5 to 9 for dinner? You get used to the times. They're pretty flexible, since people are always coming in and out of the gym. He scratches his ear. The menus are pretty big. Sometimes they do special meals too. Turkey and stuff in the fall, ham in the winter, you know, seasonal stuff. Redline stops on a dime, and I catch myself from bumping into someone walking in front of us. It seems we're here. Smoothie station, he had mentioned earlier, to be more of a traditional coffee shop looking place. Nice wooden finish surrounds a section of the cafeteria, and it actually has a door that leads to the hallway. Seems I can exit this place when the rest of the cafeteria is closed. Kind of weird departure from the rest of the cafeteria, and it's rather masculine looking clientele, but I'm not about to complain. Redline nudged me from my left, wrapping an arm around me. I tense up when he presses my arm into his shoulder from the other side. See? Check menu, dude. They have everything. Smoothies, coffee, protein shakes, energy drinks, you name it. It is a really impressive menu. I take a moment to scan over the options, while Redline rambles on about some of his favorites. It's a good 30 seconds pass before someone taps my shoulder. Are you gonna order? My head cranes around to see a number of men behind me. Seems like I've started a line. Shit. I stumble forward to the polite order barista, who's probably been standing there uncomfortably for the whole time. Sorry, can I get a mango banana smoothie? She confirms, and writes something on a cup, while the other baristas get to work. I step out of the way, so the rest of the customers can get in line. Can't help but feel embarrassed for making people wait. I don't know anyone else here, and I've already managed to piss off a bunch of strangers. I swear to God, the guy behind me was growling. You alright? Voice makes me nearly jump. Yeah, I don't think I've held up the line here. I think I held up the line here. I think with us getting to time, we might call it, because don't know when a scene change is going to happen. But we're going to have to see what happens on the next episode. Sorry. Brain's going in 2 different directions. But that's going to be the end of this, quick look. So, again, if you want to play this game, it's available for free on itch.io. They don't seem to have a Patreon. If you want me to do a Let's Play series of this game, then tell me, and I'll give it a point which will put up higher on the user's choice list. But that is not going to be the end of this thing. Also, if you want me to do a quick look of any other game, then tell me, and I'll give it a point and put it on the quick look section. So let's see. I'm going to put that there. And random number generator. We only got 4 left. We'll have to find more afterwards. Random number generator of destiny. Number 3. Which is... Uno, dos, tres. How's that? Yep. Click. Another game, of course. That being when it does the thing. String 0. Wait, isn't this supposed to be furry? I mean, it does look like he does the furry thingy there. Interesting, though. Let's put the audio down just a smidge. Maybe a bit more. There we go. String 0. A game about... String 0 is a linear kinetic... What the hell is kinetic? I've read that before. Anyways, cyberpunk. And 18 plus furry visual novel currently in development. Set in the future century in another solar system, String 0 will touch on topics typical of cyberpunk tradition, including dystopian corporocracy. Oh, so basically America. And class, cultural, international politics, and transhuman transformation. It will also include elements of cyber fantasy and broader science fiction. You can expect deeper narrative, complex ideas, memorable and nuanced characters, romantic themes, deep world building, polished visual, love experience, original soundtrack. Oh, and then there's more. Follows Ravi, a young adult human with mixed species society who struggles not only with powerful ability to shape reality, but also a complicated relationship with his enigmatic father, Aaron. Through together with their warrior nun bodyguards, Uriai, the three manage exile in the city-state of their home's enemy, a technologically advanced corporatocracy run entirely by a monolithic company and its chairman. So anyways, if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. And right now I'm just looking at their Patreon. Hina. Okay, see membership options. Let's see. But if you want to support these people and or get the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon, which is $3 a month. Hyena. As you can see, yeah, right down there. Anything else? No, I think that's everything. And until next time, another quick look by me, GamerWolfSix, of some of the game, and being this one. So thanks and see ya.